Greetings. It's the Saturday, I think the 11th of May 2024, and I'm back on the road and it feels very good. It's about 5:05 in the morning. Yes, silly me, I know, but there you are. I've been on the road for just under an hour and I'm at Winchelsea station. Why? Well, it was pointed out to me by a good friend, Mark Burgess, who lives over on the Romney Marsh, that in other videos I did Dolan and I did Three Oaks, and he said, why haven't you done Winchelsea? So I thought, okay, I've got to be fair, and of course I did 2 videos on Winchelsea, but I didn't include the station. So for Mark's request, I'm here at Winchelsea station now, and there's something else about Winchelsea that I didn't do at the time because of, obviously didn't do enough research. So I'm going to do this video and a very short one in Winchelsea, and I think I'll have to call that Winchelsea Part 3. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at Winchelsea station. Winchelsea is a bit of a misnomer really, because Winchelsea is, I don't know whether you can really see it from here or not. I'm going to zoom in. It's a bit misty this morning, but there is Winchelsea up on the hill over there. There it is. Now, I've read a bit of blurb and it says it's 25 minutes walk from here. Yes, 25-ish, depending on how young you are. But the station itself, as you can see, is in the middle of nowhere. We're probably closer to Dunwoman's Lane in Udimore than we are to Winchelsea, but that's a moot point. There's cars parked here. I don't know whether they're track workers. I can hear a station announcement. Here's a little information board, look. Tells you all about the Breed Valley and what have you. If you want to pause that and have a read, then by all means feel free. That's quite a nice little touch, isn't it? I don't know what the station announcement was about. The station itself was opened in 1851, and the line from Ashford to Hastings. And really, it was the only station between Hastings and Rye at the time, and then there was Ham Street and Appledore. But I'm standing in the railway, which I shouldn't, looking towards the next, what appears to be yellow caution lights at probably the crossing in Rye. But here we are. This is Winchelsea station. As I say, it opened in 1851. It was double track, and then by the 60s they sold off the station house, and by the 70s the good siding had gone, the crossing keeper's hut and house and the crossing was converted to automatic, and the line was singled by the end of the 1970s. And for a while, once they started the old service from Brighton to Ashford International for Eurostar services that don't stop there anymore, this place only got 3 trains a day. And now, because the trains run between Eastbourne and Ashford, there's an hourly service. So let's have a look and see what we got, shall we? Unlike even some larger stations, there's plenty of information here. Changes to train times, the network. Well, this is changes to train times, but once again, are there actually any actual train times? We don't know. We'll have a look when we get on the platform. Here's a ticket machine. Buy your tickets here. I'm not sure how good this is for mobility access. It's a rather narrow gate, but we've got touch screens there. More information, more information. Still no timetable. Help point. As I say, there's even a station announcement just now. It seems a bit strange to me, but there we go. I expect a security man to come down on me in a minute. What are you doing? Here we have the disability ramp. That's always good to see, but as I say, if your wheelchair is a bit too wide, you'll have trouble getting off the train. This is quite a nice, although it does warn you, it's half a mile southeast from the station. I'd say it's just a fraction more than that, but we'll see. And there is, looking over towards the River Tillingham, which winds its way across there. And behind me, of course, is the River Breed. And we just take a walk along here, hoping that I'm keeping the camera fairly steady. There are seats provided. That's a nice touch, the same as Three Oaks. You've got a little clock there that tells you what the time is now, 5:15, but no timetable. I find that very strange. Pheasant in the distance. And a drainage ditch underneath the platform. This is a brand new platform to replace the old one. Like several stations here, the platforms were staggered. I think the theory being that when passengers got off the train, it was safer for them to cross behind the departing train, and therefore you didn't have to provide a footbridge. I'm not going to go any closer. There's the old station, and there's the old station platform, look. I wonder what will happen to that if they ever do carry out their plans to double track the line again. We shall see, won't we? I'm afraid I'm not very well up on this modern signalling, but you see in front of us you've got this flashing red, and red is a stop sign as far as I'm concerned, and presumably that is telling the driver of the train that he's to stop regardless at the end of this platform until such time as the barriers are safely down, and then presumably he will get a green aspect. As I say, this is Winchelsea station, 5:15 in the morning, literally in the middle of nowhere, and it's cold. Direction of travel, there we go. I would just, just having a look here. There is no information, no timetable. As I say, I do find that very, very strange. Up that way is Udimore. Can you hear the bird song? cows in the distance. Lovely, soft, peaceful, bucolic situation. But like Dolan, the big surprise here is you'd think nobody's going to use it. But there are a lot of folk who like to walk in the Breed Valley, and again, like Dolan, this train sees quite a few passengers who don't actually get on here, but they do get off, and they go off on their rambles. So, folks, I've been rambling for a few minutes, just soaking in the atmosphere here at Winchelsea station. I don't think... Oh, I said there was no timetable, didn't I? I wonder. But I'm standing here, and I don't know if you can see that in the mist, but you can just make out Rye. I'm trying to zoom in. There it is in the distance. Not sure as I'm getting anywhere near it, to be honest, but I'm going to move round a bit. Sorry for this camera is very, very sensitive to movement. Let's come and zoom back out again. Now. Right, I've got a marker. And right the way through there in the mist, you can probably just make out Rye in the distance. Not the best, but there we go. I owe Southern an apology. I said there's no timetable. Well, there is, but it's way up there, and you probably wouldn't notice it in passing, but that does tell you all the next trains. 5:39 or 6:48, 6:52 is the first train to Eastbourne today. 7:52, 8:43 Ashford. So there we go. There is a timetable, but if you're hard of sight, as it were, you're not really going to be able to see that very well, are you? You might remember in my previous video I spoke about the new gate, the third one in Winchelsea, and I thought it had been destroyed. I was at the bottom of that field. Well, I hadn't done that much research on Winchelsea at the time. I was relying on previous memory. But research when I got home discovered that there was still extant the new gate. But this is quite a way down the road from Winchelsea itself, and it's easy to see why the French were so easily able to get in and overwhelm them here and sneak up into Winchelsea itself. It's very low ground here, not that easily defendable as you come down into the valley, and I suppose the sea would come up to one side of it. But there you can see the remains of the guardhouse. I guess it's obviously bigger at one time. Those square holes in there would seem to indicate where perhaps joists would have been for the floors. There is a plaque. I'll just zoom in. Again, if you want to pause and read that, you're very welcome to. But I couldn't add Winchelsea Station without coming down here to add the new gate as well. And it echoes a bit.
Forget all that rubbish that I've just been talking. I've done further research since I've been home, and I think I've now got a better perspective on things. There was an inlet of the sea, but it was further away from here, so this would definitely have been a land gate. What we're looking at now is the town ditch, which was part of the fortifications, because I don't think the town wall went actually all the way round the town.
But there it is, the new gate at Winchelsea. Though it's pretty old now. And finally, before I go home, I might have mentioned to you before Paul McCartney's recording studio. Well, there it is. Bit of a closer look at it for you. Like I said, I'm not sure whether he still uses it as such, but certainly did at one time. There we go. And with that, it's time for me to go home to get me breakfast. So bye bye for now, till the next one.